Hi everyone, I know it's been a while. I've been very busy with school and other things too. I just want you to know that I will be posting many more videos this summer. I love you all and I'm excited to be back. Look out for some new videos in July. So I went to AwesomeCon a while ago, and it was a blast. There was so much to do. It took place in DC at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center. This was convenient for me because I live somewhat close to DC. It took 3 days, but I went on the last day because my legs aren't made of titanium. Seriously, 1 day of walking and I was dead. I got some pretty cool fan art while I was there, like this cool keychain that turns into Nightmare Foxy, or this Nightmare Foxy Lego minifig, I guess, and then this Foxy plush too. With the release of the new Spider-Man movie, there were a ton of Spider-Man people. I mean, there were Spider-Men, women, and Spider T-Rexes? I honestly can't keep track of this franchise anymore. Something that shocked me was that no one was wearing Fnaf except for one guy. And that guy was me. Today, I will be showing you how to make your own Freddy Fazbear mask, and a blaster too if that's your kind of thing. For the design, I took a lot of inspiration from Security Breach. I wanted to capture that flashy feel that Security Breach really gives off in its design. Miraculously, I had the perfect Fnaf t-shirt for the occasion. Remember, you don't need to match everything that I do. Add your own flair. Personally, I went with the Fnaf 1 Freddy's design, but you could go with the many other designs of Freddy. It's what makes your costume the best it can be. I bought these cool socks on Redbubble that match the carpet pattern of the Pizzaplex. To keep the Pizzaplex theme going, I'm also making a Phaser Blaster. But we can't forget that we haven't actually made our mask yet. But first, here's a quick material list if you're following along. Although most of you are probably watching this because you're bored, sitting lazily and eating a hot slice of pizza and washing it all down with Fizzy Faz. Nonetheless, here's the list. Links to everything in the description. While you could hire a service to do it for you, I prefer printing with my Ender 5 Plus. This thing gets the job done pretty well. Make sure you have enough supports to make it so that there aren't too many droopy points that you need to sand down. My suggestion is that you focus on the ears and the inside of the mask. Also make sure to add supports to the bottom so it doesn't droop down. I recommend using 220 degrees Fahrenheit for your print temperature because that is the strongest that I used. This will take a couple days, so find a way to occupy yourself. Maybe treat yourself to a day at the Pizzaplex. Or if you don't want to leave your house, you could have a special delivered animatronic that'll come right to your door. Just don't look them in the eye. Once it's finished, make sure you take it off with care because you never know how fragile your mask might be. Removing the support should be easy. Just try to be firm and gentle at the same time. And just like that, you're almost ready for painting. Is what I would say if we weren't coming up on the most tedious part of this entire project. Get ready, because this is gonna be tough. Before we begin, we're gonna need some sandpaper. The reason I didn't put any specific kind of sandpaper in the materials list is because you can really use any kind of sandpaper. There are 3 things that can completely ruin your print. The first thing is rushing. You cannot rush or you will ruin it. The second thing is, do not try to take any shortcuts of any kind. I tried to use chemicals to smooth out my print, and it nearly ruined it. Thankfully, I didn't use it on my mask. I just used it on a test. And the third thing is, do not use any electric tools. It may seem to make the process go faster, but it can ruin your print. Now that that's out of the way, you're ready to start sanding. Make sure you take your time and do everything that you need to do. If you mess something up, you can always cover it with your putty. The putty can be smoothed over holes and other spots that you don't want to be seen. It works perfectly, and I recommend it a lot, which is why I put it in the description. Make sure while you're sanding, you go with the lines of the filament. For example, if you printed it from top to bottom, you would want to go from left to right to left to right. Where if you printed it from the inside of the mask to the outside of the mask, then you would want to go up and down. Please take your time, because this process can take days, maybe even weeks. Just make sure that you do everything that you need to do and make enough time for yourself so you don't mess anything up. Congratulations! You're now ready to move on to the most fun part of this entire project. Now that our beautiful baby boy is nice and shiny, we're ready to add some color. Don't forget, on the side we're also making the blaster, if that's your kind of thing, so make sure that you glue the 2 parts together. Before you can actually start spraying Freddy down, you need to get some duct tape. Make sure when you're spraying you don't spray too much, because yours might look like, this. Yeah. Once you're done spraying everything down, you can begin the hand painting. The hand painting is mostly just for everything that didn't turn out exactly the way you wanted it to. Like the edge of the eyebrows are slightly overlapping with the fur, or stuff like that. And boom, you're done with painting. All you need now is a few crucial details to make your mask the best thing it can be. For the blaster, I added a little lightning bolt because that's how it looked in the game. You could go with glow-in-the-dark paint, or just go with regular red paint, which is what I did. Now it's time to turn this model into a mask. First things first, add the mesh. You want to be able to see through your mask. Do not try to glue it down. Just do duct tape. It works perfectly. For the strap, I put some Velcro in the description that actually clamps it down and makes it impossible to pull off. You could probably get it from your local Lowe's. Just make sure everything's in place and you should be good. Make sure when doing all these things, you take measurements so it's the exact way you want it to be. Make sure it's not too tight, but not too loose so that it falls off your head. And now we're ready for the finishing details. It may seem that your mask is pretty much done, but there's one more thing that's super important. His teeth. You can't leave Freddy toothless. I wanted to make his teeth flexible by using cardstock. I did this by drawing out a pattern on a piece of paper and cutting out 4 rectangles. Then I used the spray adhesive and glued it onto the mouth. For his freckles, I hand painted some door stoppers. I also spray adhesive these and glued them onto the mask. Make sure your pattern is an upside down triangle rather than an upright triangle. And believe it or not, that's it. You're done. This is your perfect Freddy Fazbear mask ready to go. Congratulations. Have fun at Comic-Con.